Welcome back. My name is Danielle, and I'm so glad that you're here and that you are digging in deep here. And I just want to give a brief explanation in this video as to why deception is foundational work and why it is the first foundational step in getting the good marriage that we want, particularly building that trust with our husbands, right? Like the Proverbs 31 woman, the heart of her husband trusts in her. She will do him good and not harm all the days of her life. So, referring back to my story, the Bible, it talks about being deceived by our forms of godliness and actually how, it's a warning. Beware of those who creep into households and take captive gullible women. Isn't it interesting that the Bible says gullible women? It doesn't say gullible men. It says gullible women, weighed down with many sins, learning but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. I can attest to that. I had all these books on how to be a good wife and a good mother and all these things, but none of them did me any good. The thing is this, I was deceived by my forms of godliness. I go to church. I do devotions with my children. I stay home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I serve my husband. I clean the house and make his lunch and all this. And I am a godly wife, but that's what I thought. But it's like when we are deceived, we don't know that we're deceived. It takes like an opening of our eyes. It takes God opening our eyes, and usually it comes in the form of in truth every single time. The truth is what sets free, right? And for me, all those years ago, 6 years ago, it was Proverbs 21:9. Danielle, it is better for a man to live alone than to live with a quarrelsome wife. And it's like, but God, I do this and I do this and I only want good things. And it's like, I felt like God said, I didn't say that she was wrong, okay? She's wrong for fighting, but her methods, like the desires of her heart may be right, but the method of fighting is wrong. That is the part that's wrong, because we can have godly desire and yearn for righteousness, right? But learning that we're deceived, if we cannot humble ourselves and see, the true condition of our heart, this is like everything, and learning that we've been the fighting wives, it really can help us learn that we've been deceived because, a good tree bears good fruit and a bad tree bears bad fruit. Well, one of the acts of the flesh is strife, selfish ambition, idolatry, stuff like that. And so we can judge a tree by its fruit. If we're producing bad fruit, then we're not a good tree. Because a good tree cannot produce bad fruit and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. Now, we are fallen, for all of sin and fall short of the glory of God, but these are things that can help open up our eyes. And this is the thing, God doesn't just leave us in that broken place. He's like, okay, well now I'm going to come in and yes, maybe tear down your foundation. My foundation was, God just obliterated it because everything that I thought that I had built my salvation, my marriage on the rock of God's truth. Well, actually, it was on the sand, and God had to destroy my foundation so that he could start over and start afresh. So deception, it is such a big deal. Stay tuned for the next video in the next category. Again, reach out to me if you need. There may be some worksheets, and if there's worksheets available, I will indicate it in the blog post below any of the blog posts, and then I plan on having a free resource library up at the top. But if you need to reach out to me on Instagram at Stop the Fighting Wife. That's stop period the period fighting period wife. Reach out to me there. Tune into the Fighting Wife podcast on all streaming services. We'll see you next time.